Hello there, my good buddies. First off, yes, we're going to be talking about the Buccaneers today. I will be talking all about my opinion, so if you don't like my opinion, go down in the comments down there and tell me why you don't like my opinion or why you think I should think a little bit differently about this tower. So the reason why I usually tend to not use Buccaneers very often is usually because there's not very many good spots for them. And that's probably the first problem that you have, is just finding a good spot for a Buccaneer. A map like this, definitely some reasonable spots to use them, but on most maps it's usually just a little tiny pool in the corner, or just a little tiny spot up in the tip, or you only get like one little tiny spot where you can put them. Even if it's in a decent spot, you can't really use a lot of them or use them in the correct ways that you want to use them. It's kind of like the map basically says you gotta put it here or else you're not allowed to use them, and that's just kind of sad in general. So that's why I usually tend to have a few problems with using boats in the correct way, or just using them in general. The hotkey is D, so if you're going to use a boat, you want to press that little D key right there, and you're going to make sure your boat is in a perfect little spot. So I'm actually going to put a boat, how about right about here? I don't know, that's about a decent spot for me. You get multiple spots where you can attack. The balloons are going to come in through here on both sides, and then eventually they'll come on through over here, so you can attack just a little bit over here, and as soon as they come in over there. It's pretty much everywhere. That's pretty much where you can put the boats. Now you can think about using it in different spots as well. You can put it something like right in the middle here, because then you can attack here, here, and here. Definitely a reasonable thing to do as well. It's kind of just up to how you want your gameplay to be, and also what kind of upgrades you plan on getting for him. So let's talk about the upgrades for our little Buccaneer right here. By the way, I do always call the Buccaneers the boats. I just think it's easier to say the boat, or like the monkey ace, I like to call them the plane. It's alright, it's not a big deal. I think there's also the helicopter. I don't even know what the heck the actual name is. I just call it the helicopter. Alright, so first upgrade is just faster shooting. Not really recommended to just get faster shooting as the first upgrade. Your best bet is honestly just to go for the grape shot. That's the first thing you always want to get, because grape shot is not only, almost not really quadrupling your popping power, but allowing 4 extra sharp grapes to add additional poppage to your things. You don't want to just use, you don't just get that, you also get faster shooting. So watch this guy, he's going to be starting to shoot faster, and then just your other random little guys that shoot only darts. So yeah, he's pretty darn sweet. You got a grape shot here, shoots faster, and shoots grapes. Pretty darn sweet, right guys? Absolutely. Then, after you get some sort of grape shot, you probably want to think about getting maybe your faster shooting. Is this your boat effective? Well, 0-0 boats, they can be used, just not very effectively. Grape shots are good for lots and lots of balloons, just to pop a decent amount of them. That's what he's good for. He's really not good versus mega group balloons, and he's really not that amazing for cleaning up stuff, because he's not exactly the most accurate thing in the entire world. But yes, he is a decent tower for just kind of like in the middle of the road things, when you got some greens popping through, some blues popping through. Usually the early levels is probably the best time to use them. But beyond that, here, let's go on the right side first. You can get Crow's Nest, which just gives you camo detection. This is just self-explanatory. If you guys want to get it, it's only 250 bucks. It's really not that bad, not that hard to get. If you want some camo detection, just get it. It helps out. But usually, you don't just get camo detection for your boats. You're usually actually trying to get up to a higher level upgrade, like the cannon ship. So yes, get to the cannon. Is the cannon ship good? Yes, but at the same time, I feel like you're much, much better off going with some sort of 3-0 cannon. If you're trying to get some sort of explosion in here, go for the 3-0 cannon. Now, the bonuses to the boat here is that it not only shoots a little arrow, it not only shoots grape shots plus the arrow, it also has an explosion to it. So you shoot so many different things that realistically you get kind of a lot of differentiation with the ability of your stuff to get popped. And that's why the cannon ship is kind of a good tower. You can pop lots of random crap up in here. You can pop lots of stuff. Shoots pretty reasonably fast with all those things. The cannon also shoots reasonably fast. And then, once you get up to this next upgrade here, the Monkey Pirates. So it's the Moab takedown ability, takes down the nearest Moab class balloon with a grappling hook and brings it down. So my god, balloons are immune to this. So yes, you can pop a BFB instantaneously with this upgrade here. Or you can be like, oh my god, a BFB, boop, takes it down. Nice, 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 nice. So now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to, I'm going to test something out really quick here, guys. I'll get rid of that. I'll get 1, 2, and 3 Monkey Pirates right now. Let's just check this out. So we got a BFB there, and a BFB there. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to see, is this going to attack the first balloon, or is it going to attack the closest one? Because this is obviously the closest one. It says it attacks the closest one, right? The nearest Moab class balloon. It does. It attacks the nearest Moab class balloon. It does not attack the first balloon, I think. Let's see what it does when we put it on strong, though. Maybe something will change. So I'll put it, I suppose, right here, maybe. Put him right there. That will attack the closest one. I'll put him on strong, and let's see what the ability does. It does indeed attack the close one. So it does not matter whether you put him on first, close, last, or strong. He's going to attack the closest one no matter what. Kind of a downside to that, because you normally don't want them just attack the closest one. You usually want to attack the strongest one. Because what if you got a bunch of Moabs kind of surrounding that guy? You could just attack a Moab instead of a BFB. That can be kind of a big problem. Also, another interesting thing about this guy right here is that he does not need to use that ability on necessarily a Moab class balloon. How often does this actually matter? Not very often at all, but you can use it on any other random balloons as well. For example, just a silly little ceramic. So now that we got this back already, watch, let's send out a ceramic, and then we're just going to go bloop, and it's going to pop in here and pop that little ceramic right there, just go poof, explosion. So yes, can it be used effectively? Obviously, yes. Do we use it all the time? No. Not very often at all. I think for the most part, you don't really use abilities that often. You like to go for the mostly left-sided upgrades. They're just easier. They're overall better, in my opinion, for most towers. But in battles and stuff, yeah, you definitely can end up using these guys, and using them very effectively. So now I need to go back to the cannon ship really quick, because I need to talk about something before I forget. And that is the fact that if you have a cannon ship, you obviously don't want to just leave it just a 0-3 cannon ship. Quite obviously, it's always good to mix the upgrades on most of your towers. For example, faster shooting. Not only do you have something that shoots 3 different things, the darts, grapes, and the explosion, now you have them shooting all faster. So all 3 of them now are shooting faster. So that adds a huge, awesome change. You can also pop these lead balloons in here if they want to pop out. Got lead balloons in here, you can pop them with your little cannon thing and do a delicious amount of balloon popping power. Delicious, my friends. But again, it's not perfect. The cannon is not perfect. Even though it shoots fast, it really doesn't have that much popping power. It's more of a helper tower than anything else, just to make sure no leads leak through or something like that. Now let's move on over to more upgrades on the other side. So now we've got a 1-0 boat, which like I said, definitely don't recommend that. Now we've got a 2-0 boat. Definitely not something that I'm going to recommend very often. 2-0 boats are kind of, you know, not very good because you can't really pop very many balloons with them. I mean, all he's got is a dart. You're better off getting the grape shot. Obviously, this 2-0 boat is absolutely awful for the amount of money that you spent. Can't even take down blue balloons or anything. It's pretty bad. It is pretty darn bad. But now we can move up to the 3rd tier upgrade, which is the Destroyer. So now that brings up a good question. What's better, the Destroyer or the cannon ship? Well, first off, you have to understand that the Destroyer is $2,200 in itself, compared to the, what, $1,200 of the cannon ship, I believe? $1,200 of the cannon ship. So we get a $1,000 change in between the Destroyer and the cannon ship, and you have to think about how are we going to use these. Well, the cannon ship can probably do more grouped balloon damage to very low-level balloons, whereas the Destroyer does more damage versus level balloons like ceramics and Moabs and stuff like that, but also probably overall does more damage versus balloons that aren't jam-packed together. It's definitely going to do more damage. So we're going to send out, you know, maybe a couple rainbows in here and just see what happens. Obviously, he's missing right now, but now he's doing a pretty darn decent job with just these arrows, by the way. These are just the arrows. Doing a very decent job, and in fact, I would say much better than the cannon ship, actually. Cannon ship, you saw him leaking balloons before. Now we got a couple random balloons in here. We'll send out a ceramic, and he's taking down the ceramic down to nothing as well. So you can't complain about that at all. And indeed, we didn't even get the grape shot, which is going to make him attack even faster, I think. Not 100% sure about that. And it doesn't look like it makes him attack faster, but I guess it could. It probably does make him attack just a little bit faster. But yeah, he's doing a very, very good job against those balloons. You really can't complain about that Destroyer. So personally, what would I like to get as a boat? Well, usually I end up getting just a cannon boat because I already have like a 1-2 boat or something like that, just for the camera detection and everything. So usually that's what I would end up getting as a cannon ship. But you definitely don't have very many problems with a Destroyer. Now, one thing that I would like to say is, this doesn't come up that often, but it does come up with something like the Destroyer, is the 0-1 Monkey Village. I will explain how the 0-1 Monkey Village works in a future video when I talk about the Monkey Village, but just as a quick explanation, it means you get 1 extra pop per dart. So if you already have a dart that only attacks 3 balloons, I think it attacks something like 3 balloons per shot. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Oh, crap. It's hard to tell. It looks like it goes through about... Oh, man. I'm just going to do it like this. Let's see what happens. I don't know. It looks like it goes through like 3 balloons or something like that. Each dart can go through like 3 balloons. Alright, so we're going to go 3 balloons. If you get the 0-1 upgrade, it increases to like 4 balloons. Or increases from 2 to 3. So yes, it is a pretty darn big help, especially if you get a lot of them. If you get a bunch of these destroyers over here. Get all these destroyers over here. Cha-cha. And then you got this 0-1 monkey village right here. No, man, no balloons are going to cause any problems for us. Even regenerating yellows. No way, Jose, you can't take us down. We got so much pop and power with these destroyers. Oh, yeah. Extra helpage from the monkey village. And I also, like I said, I really don't like to talk about other towers while I'm talking about the certain tower, but I have to throw out little extra bonuses that help out every once in a while. So as I was saying, what's better, the cannon ship or the destroyer? Of course, it comes up with what are you trying to use it for? Are you trying to use it for group popping power or just overall regular popping power? And I would honestly say the destroyer is your best bet, even though it's $1,000 more expensive. Use the destroyer. It's going to help you out more, and going to help you out more in the long run. Also, and I think it has a better 4th tier upgrade. So also, if you're planning on saving up for this thing, you can get to this guy right here, the aircraft carrier. So let's see the aircraft carrier in work. Got some regenerating ceramics in here. How well is this guy going to work? Probably not very well at all, to be honest. Probably not very well at all. No, absolutely terrible. We let billions of ceramics get through there. But, luckily enough for us, we can, no, we're not going to be able to pop Moabs either. Not going to be able to pop them. Plus, he's kind of like a bad spot. You know, the way the balloons come out in here, it makes the aircraft carrier actually not really work. It actually likes keeping the balloons kind of on a even horizontal level, so maybe if like balloons kind of like stayed right here or stayed right here all the time, that would help out quite a bit because the planes go across and across and across. If it keeps attacking with the forward shot, it's going to do the most pop power, but when they're kind of going up and down, it really doesn't make the planes very good for where they want the popping power to be. So yes, this isn't the perfect level for the aircraft carrier, and I must say that right now because it obviously looked really, really terrible against those regenerating ceramics and Moab. But in my opinion, the aircraft carrier is the best upgrade for the boat. I would obviously get this in certain circumstances. It's definitely good for an in-between of Moab and balloon popping power. You definitely don't find that too often. It's mostly, oh man, it's only good for balloons, or oh man, it's only good for Moab popping power. Not very often do you get a multitude of popping power. It's not excellent in either of them. It's just good versus both, and that's the way I like some of my towers to be. I like this guy to just be good versus everything, and that's what I use him for. So, the cool thing about him also is that he just attacks all over the screen. It's kind of bad versus regrows, but if you just have a bunch of regular balloons, slowly you're going to start overwhelming them and just taking care of them. Especially these lower level balloons, you know, rainbows and stuff like that. You can send out billions of these rainbows. And these guys all are going to have, oh my goodness, delicious amounts of balloon popping power. You get all these rainbows right here. Look at this popping power, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. And that's not even getting the max popping power out, because look at all these darts, they're all missing. Lots of these guys are missing. Most of them are hitting, but some of them are missing. So we're just watching this balloon popping power going up like crazy. And that's the excellence of the aircraft carrier. Now, obviously, they're not perfect and they're not unbeatable. Rainbows are still going to get through if you got billions of them. Ceramics are going to be a little bit harder to pop. But obviously, with some extra support towers and stuff, you're going to do just fine with your aircraft carrier. So let's do a quick recap of the tower, and that's going to be it for the day. So how well do Buccaneers work when they're just low level up Buccaneers? Well, you gotta find a really, really excellent place to put them if you want to put them in some sort of straight line attack. You know, maybe this line right here and this line right here. Maybe, but I really wouldn't recommend it. I think the best upgrade you can get in the early game is Grape Shot, because it's going to increase its speed and its power. And then once you work up to faster shooting, you can definitely get a 1-1 boat. Definitely a solid boat. And then the next upgrade that you probably want to start looking forward to is the 3rd tiers. The 3rd tier, you can either go with the cannon ship or the destroyer. And I personally would go with the destroyer, but the cannon ship is definitely not bad. It's got its positives. You know, you can pop leads and stuff like that, and sometimes that's what you really need to get is some lead popping power. Then once you move up to the 4th tier upgrades, I think there's a clear winner in this, and that is the aircraft carrier, my friends. Get the aircraft carrier unless you're really, really worried about a couple balloons like on level 60. If you don't think you can pop the BFB, maybe go for that 4th tier guy and just instantaneously kill that BFB. Just go witcha-cha. BFB pop out. Oh man, guess what? Boom shakalaka, taking it down. You know what? Obviously, the aircraft carrier cannot deal with the BFB. If it can't even deal with Moabs, it can't deal with the BFB. Whereas this guy can instantaneously kill that guy. So, perks and bad parts to both of these towers. Always positives and negatives. A little bit of pros, a little bit of cons. And it's pretty much up to the circumstance. Depends on the circumstance, my friends. And that's all I'm going to have for you guys today. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a super duper delicious day. Hey there guys, I'm Super John Bumbo, also known as Chris. Hopefully you enjoyed the videos. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like, or favorite any of them that you want to. Also, we've got a bunch of other cool videos here if you want to check them out. We got just a random video, we got Bloons Monkey City, or if you want to check out Random Knot series, those are personally my favorite videos to make. Also, we got a new channel here called Super Science, so if you haven't checked out any of my science videos and you just want to learn something, go ahead and check that out. Thanks for watching guys, and have a super duper delicious day.